Hey, in this video we're going to be exploring some of the reasons you may not be able to hit your driver straight, as most golfers cannot consistently hit their driver straight. And what good is hitting it way out there longer and longer unless you're keeping the ball in play? So right after this, let's look at three things. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Steve from HitItLonger.com. I hope you get enough value out of this video that you will like, subscribe, comment, and share it with another golfer you know who needs to hit the ball straighter. Okay, the first thing I would check on if you're not hitting your driver straight, and for the most part this video is oriented for people who slice, leave the face open, whatever it is. We're going to have one for the hookers too, but mostly people slice, and so they need tips on how to keep it straighter more consistently. We're going to take a look at the grip. Now, a lot of people I see, essentially they have a weak grip. The thumb might be at 1 o'clock, but the rest of their hand is separated from the thumb. You see how large that gap is there? That really goes hand in hand with having a grip too much down in the palm. And see, it's like, oh look, my thumb is at 1, just like the book told me to do. But unfortunately, you see, if I open up my hand here, my hand is not, the back of my hand is not facing the target. So you're just faking it with the thumb, and this is not only it's a power leak as well, but essentially it is a slicer's bias grip. What I want you to do here is close up that gap. 1 o'clock thumb is great, but you're going to take the rest of the palm and the forearm and you're going to turn it over to meet the thumb like this, so that right here you can see I've got a 1 o'clock thumb with a very tight crease. The thumb is pressed up against the side of the hand. So now when I open up my hand, you see it's more up in the fingers, and the back of my hand is pointing at the target. So that is more of a neutral grip. Now I've got this nice crease that points up just inside my right shoulder. That should take out 20 or 30 yards of slice built in if you have a grip that is weak one way or another. That's the most common way I see. But if you have a grip where the thumb is at 12 and the V of the right hand is straight up to your chin, this is also a grip that is 20, 30, even 40 yards slice bias. So if that's how much you're missing the ball off to the right, or on a right-handed golfer with an open face, then the grip needs to change. Another reason golfers don't hit it straight, they simply don't release the club head. There's so many golfers out there that don't even understand the notion to snap the wrists and swoosh the club. Cause the club head to freely pass the hands this way. This is a huge bonus in our ability to square up the face and not leave it open, as opposed to if you were to hold it by either delaying it until the hit is late, or you could just be tensing up and not allowing the club head to pass. Something like this, for example. And I just held on to that club head at the bottom so that it could not pass my hands. The face was open and the ball sliced to the right. You've got to make sure that you're putting in enough squaring force. So that means you're applying force to the grip to cause the club head or the club face to come into the ball square to the target. If you are not hitting it straight, you've got either not enough squaring force, or in the case of you're hooking it, you've got too much squaring force. Make sure that you are activating the hands, and you're doing this in an anticipatory manner. Back here, snapping, so that the club head has some time to catch that left arm and square up, rather than holding it and ending up with the face open like that. Now, for those of you who are hooking the ball, it means you've got too much squaring force in the system, causing the club face to be closed relative to the path that it's traveling on. So in this case, we see people who hook the ball. Most of the time, they're turning the hands over like this and turning the toe over dramatically. This can often mask some other underlying issues with your swing, but at the end of the day, that's going to, this corkscrewing shaft, turning the toe this way, will inevitably be mistimed, and you will hit some pretty bad hooks off the planet. In that case, and some people combine the last two, they will hold it and flip it. Hold it and flip it. And that's the worst of both worlds, because then you've got the club coming in open and abruptly flipping closed. And that is really, really difficult to time and make it go straight more than, say, 200 yards. So if you're only playing a game of 180 to 200 off the tee, then you can get away with a little bit more. The fairways are effectively wider because it's harder for you to reach treble. But you'd really like to apply that throwing force to make the club shaft catch up with the left arm and pass without this twisting. Now watch, that shaft logo is up, and now I've turned it down. I want to keep that shaft logo up all the way around the circle like this, and I can see that shaft logo. That's something you can try sometime, is swing around the circle with the shaft logo facing up, and you will figure out how you can snap it early enough without hooking it, because you're not turning the toe close to the path. All right, so once we can understand all three of these things, a reasonably neutral grip, a good snap of the club head without turning the shaft over too much, we could be in business here. There's a good straight one down the middle. So keep those tips in mind next time you're practicing your driver, or maybe on the course it's not going as straight as you like. Review those three things and make sure you're doing them correctly. Hey, thanks for watching and supporting the channel. Head over to my website, hititlonger.com, for much more great articles and videos that will help you make your game better. I'm Steve. As usual, I'll either see you in the next video or I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.